Howdy folks, Big Chief here. Today we're in historic downtown Franklin, Kentucky. There's quite a few things I want to check out while we're here. Please join me. This is the courthouse here in downtown. It was built in 1882. It's got a nice little park-like square around it. Kind of the center of town. Really pretty. Yeah, downtown here they got a horse statue. And he's got a trick-or-treat pumpkin in his mouth, ready to go trick-or-treating. I'm in historic downtown Franklin, Kentucky. And this is the courthouse square. All decorated up for fall. Franklin, Kentucky was known as a dueling ground back in the 1800s. Sam Houston even dueled here. Also here in Franklin, Kentucky is where Johnny Cash married June Carter. On March 1st, 1968, 1 week after he proposed to her up in Toronto. But they weren't the first ones to get married. In 1937, Kitty Wells married Johnny Wright right here at this church. And there's the church. There's also quite a few other people that was born and raised here in Franklin, Kentucky, like Annie Potts. You might know her from Ghostbusters and Pretty in Pink and Young Sheldon. She was from here, along with Joker Phillips. He's a football coach. Kenny Perry, the PGA golfer. They're all from here. Yeah, pretty cool little town. Funny little story about how Franklin came to be. A guy named William Hudspell had the land here, and a legislator wanted to form a county to make it the county seat. Anyway, when he dug this well, it was dry. So he brought in water and kept dumping it in the well to make it look like there was plenty of water here. Well, he sold the land to the state, or to the county, and the rest is history. You know, I've seen a lot of small towns that have these little free libraries. You take a book and you put a book in. It's nice to know that these are around, because I'll tell you, the act of reading books is a lost art. I mean, I grew up reading books, and it's a shame that the internet has taken that away, because kids don't know what they're missing. We even have an old movie theater downtown here, the Roxy. Looks like it's all closed up now, but it's cool to see. Another cool thing downtown Franklin is the Old Stone Jail. This was built in 1879, and it held prisoners up until 1986. It was considered escape-proof, which I can definitely see why. Yeah, definitely escape-proof. About 3 miles north of the city limits of Franklin is the Octagon Hall. In 1847, Andrew Caldwell started laying the foundation for this place, and by 1860, he and his family was living here. It's got 8 sides. Remnants of an old homestead or something here on the property. All that's left is the chimney. Also in the back of the property, there's this little pathway, goes back to another cemetery. This is the slave cemetery here at the back of the property. If you want to read all that, go ahead and pause the video. Okay. There's also some soldiers buried here. were just marked by stones, the slaves were. No names or anything. Such a sad, sad time in our history. It's nice and peaceful back here, though. There's the barn that belonged to the Caldwells. Right in the backyard of the house, there's this other little cemetery. I'm not exactly sure who's buried here because there's no markers to tell who's here. There's actually 2 barns on the property. With no air conditioning back then, they had separate kitchens, one for summer and the other one in the house for the winter time. This was built in 1847 and rebuilt in 2007. There's the fireplace. Little pantry, table. Big kettle. Here's the back of the house. Nice porch. You ever have those times when you just don't know what to do? You come to a real crossroads, a real fork in the road. Do what I do. Use the fork to eat some country fried steak and pecan pie. As I was driving to my next destination, I happened to come across this. It's 2 round hay bales. They got a bunch of beach balls out there. It's a gumdrop machine. Cool. Well, you can't have the fork without the knife. I'm here at the Sculpture Garden at Blackjack, just outside of Franklin. They got some cool little things here. Like they got an old truck body with some round bales and turned it into a monster truck. Sorry about that, a guy going by on a side-by-side. But yeah, and just some creative stuff. And then over here you got a NASA command module. I don't think the round bales over there have anything to do with the park. And here you got a sewing needle and a pin cushion. And then of course you can't not have a weather vane. If you look real close, because it's not windy at all today, but if you look real close, it's actually moving. Well, I'm back at my motel room and gonna call it a night. From Franklin, Kentucky, Big Chief signing off.